Hello folks, I have been going through some of my archive videos. I've been processing some videos from 2021. It's just been sitting there simply because I haven't had time to do it, and I've come across this test video that I took way back in September of 21 when we were doing part of the NC500 with my son. And it is in a location, the camera's mounted on the suspension, on the forks, and although the picture is not great, there's a lot of jumping about, I actually think the landscape is tremendous, and it's a part of the road that you actually don't see very much about, because you hear people heading to Applecross and filming the Black Nabaa, so that's that road with the tight switchbacks. However, I found that the road coming in from the north, the A896, is a far better road. So I've got a 20-minute film here, and I'm going to share that with you because I think it's actually quite a nice route. So there we are there. We're in Scotland. We're up there. To the left here is Skye. Up here is Harris, Stornoway. And the film, the video starts here and ends 20 minutes later down here. And I'm using Google Maps to let you see the landscape, because it is absolutely stunning. We start here at a lay-by, a passing place. We head along the road, taking in some magnificent views, and you can see the mountain ranges on either side. And we come around about Torridon, and we stop way at the top here. I think we stop for a coffee at this bit here. Oops, let's get rid of that, sorry. And there, so the film covers this ride, so let's go and have a look at it. Here we are at the start of this journey. We pulled over so that we can switch the camera on and see what it would look like. This is one of my budget cameras. It's either an Akaso V50X, something like that, or it's a Dragon Touch. Both very, very similar cameras, very similar software. Absolutely in the budget range, and they make okay film. Stabilisation's very poor. I've since learned that if you turn the stabilisation off and you make sure that your mount is absolutely rock solid, you actually get pretty decent results. Sounds not particularly brilliant, and as I said at the start, this is just a test video, and I never really expected to publish it like many of the other films and edits that I've shared with you. So here we are, we're picking up on the road, and as you can see, it's a single track. We get lots of bikers coming along, giving plenty of waves, nice looking bikes. The roads are a bit sketchy is the word I think they say, particularly the verges. The verges have got quite steep drops on them at parts, and you've got to be very careful, as it might see along here. The day was a bit rainy, it was a bit wet. When we did the Black Nabaa that day, you couldn't see, it was pea soup, and I've put a video out already about that one, so it's around somewhere. If you're interested, just go and have a look at my catalogue. The motorbike is a BMW R9T, it's my son's. He was leading at this point. And you can get the sense of just how beautiful the surrounding scenery is. You get lots of these things as well, these motorhomes. Why anyone in their right mind wants to take a motorhome along these roads is, well, it's just beyond me. You should see them going over the Black Nabaa. Jeebus. Absolutely lunatic. In my opinion, of course. That day, I was a little bit nervous coming along here, I've got to admit, because I had, earlier that day, had dropped my bike. Nothing bad. I was going next to no speed at all. I just overbalanced it and it went over. Nothing broke, so all was good. But there was a little bit of hesitancy going into some of these roads, but the actual ride was brilliant. It was really good. There you go, you can see some of the verges on the side here. Don't see very much about this route. This is only a very small portion of it. I think it took us about an hour and a bit, an hour and a half or something to go along that coastline. But you're rewarded with some beautiful scenery. Highly recommended. The Black Naba, which is the Applecross Pass, on the other hand, it's nothing special. The road is so busy that you're working really hard. It needs a high level of concentration so that you don't get knocked off your bike. And to be honest, I didn't really enjoy it for what it gave you. If the views were fine, it was pea soup, so I couldn't see down the valley. It might have been a bit more rewarding, but not great. However, this side of the road, I haven't seen very many videos on YouTube about this one, and they're probably there, just can't find them. The reason for this video is, like I say at the start, I've been processing a lot of raw material. I found a hard drive with a gig of video on it, so I'm working my way through that one, and the 4 days that we were away contains some of this, well, all of this trip we had. I've never actually looked at any of this video, more or less since I did the trip. And the reason, and what I've been doing is I've been uploading videos, not for publication, but to share with my son. And I came over this one, and I put that, stitch it together, put the video together, stitch it together, and it's actually turned out okay. Like I say, the stabilisation on this camera is not great. It kind of gives you a wavy effect when you see the movement, and I found it far better to turn the stabilisation off and make sure that you've got the mount rock solid on it, and it gives you decent, for what's a, I don't know, 50, 60, 70 pound camera at the time, probably a couple of years old now. Gives you more than acceptable pictures, but of course not comparable to today's DJI or GoPros, that's for sure. Just look at that, those hills. You don't get the sheer scale of it as you would expect on either side. We were based in Brora, which was way on the other side of Scotland, on the east coast, but we really wanted to do this, so we did a whole day's ride. So I think we were on the bikes for about 7 hours altogether, and so we were quite tired by the time we got home. But because it was so far and so much we had to travel, we didn't really stop that often. I had my drone with us, but you know, I just didn't feel we had time to do it. We just needed to get the miles in to get to this point so that we can get to see a bit of beautiful landscape. And of course the ride across the country was pretty good as well. So at this point we're about halfway through the video. It's a pity the sun wasn't shining, because that would have put an even bigger smile on the face. But the little bit of rain we did get didn't dampen things down. I've got full videos of this ride using my DJI Action, and it's got chat on it, but I'm chatting to my son. During the conversation we've got helmet comms on, and I'm unlikely to publish any of that stuff. But this one here, all you're getting the engine sound, bit of road noise. There we go, looks like another motorhome. I must say the BMW R9T was well suited to this kind of road. You'll see dotted along the road little bits of homes. I don't know whether they're holiday homes or residential homes of people living in the area, but there are bound to be some. But this is so remote, so remote, and there's not a Tesco's on the corner either. But lots and lots of tourists, of course, which I was one of. Yeah, there's a house on the right, bound to be a holiday home, you would think, yeah, but maybe not. Hello sir, on a motorbike, lots of them. I think it took in total about 4 hours of this route of video, and they're all there, they're all archived, and it brings such great memories, especially since not looking at them since I recorded them. Actually, there was a bit of blind panic because I've got 4 terabytes of hard drives, 4 1 terabyte hard drives, where I archive my recordings to, and I went through them and I couldn't find the raw footage of this journey, and I knew I kept it. And I've also got a couple of terabytes on, no, in fact probably 4 terabytes on my PC, with a good few videos on there as well, but none of them contained the raw footage. So that caused me a bit of a panic a couple of nights ago when I was looking for it, and I've turned up another terabyte disc that was crammed to the gunnels with video. So really fall right when I found it. You can maybe see the edges of the road and how they fall away quite a lot, and given the narrowness of these roads and the quality of some of the drivers, I'm afraid that you need to be very, very careful. But great fun, absolutely terrific. Next year I'm heading down to the Alps, the Swiss Alps, doing it as a solo tour. I've got it booked at the end of May, and if I thought this was stunning, I think the Alps are going to be jaw-dropping. In fact, I know they will be. I've watched so many videos of it, of course. But I think some of the roads will be a bit better than these ones. I would hate to come down this road in the summertime, because although it's not too busy here, by the time we got to Applecross and went over the pass, it was just a pain in the backside. So many cars. This is one of the probably less interesting part of the road. Pretty straight. Upper Loch Torridon will be on the right hand side as we come along shortly. Maybe a few minutes more. But you can see the state of the road. It's not great, but a great ride nonetheless. Yeah, there we are, in front of you. Upper Loch Torridon, I believe. A few settlements there. My son's BMW has got a windscreen and a fern on it, and it's an unusual one. It's not one that you often see on the R9T, and he got a lot of comments about it, got a lot of chat about it at the various times, and people didn't really know what it was because it changes the look of the bike quite substantially, but it also improves the ride quality on the bike when you're doing stuff like this. You're getting a hint of the mist on the upper areas of the mountains, and you can see there just on the upper left hand side a touch of the clouds. Well, by the time we got to Blacknabar and got to the peak there and coming down on it, it was hideous. Pea soup. I'm not sure if I'll publish any more videos from this trip, but at least it gives you a taste of the area. And if you're up this way, instead of just going over the Blacknabar, make sure you come down or come out via this side. I actually did it in my car probably 10 or 12 years ago. Made my wife very nervous. It was an S-Type Jag, so they're a reasonable sized car. And going up the Blacknabar, buses coming down and all kinds of nonsense. It was the summertime. I've got a video of that as well, but and my wife won't mind me saying this, she's a terrible videographer. The pictures were not great at all. But we came out this way. We left Applecross this way and came out. So we came in the opposite direction, but I don't think we videoed any of that, which is a pity. It would have been good to compare now and then. So you can see there's quite a little bit of a population here, quite a few houses spread about, which, like I say, is absolutely incredible given the remoteness of this place. I don't use these cameras anymore. They're been superseded by a couple of new ones that I've bought. The Drift XL Pro, helmet mounted, very good one. I love the 4 hours I get, 5 hours I get from it, from the battery on 2.7 25k. 2.7 25 frames, 25k. Tut tut. And of course my DJI Action 3. And now they've released the latest update. And the bit that was of interest to me was the additional changes that they made to the sound recording, and now the camera is just perfect for for my needs. May not suit everyone, but it works very, very well on the bike. Going back to the camera, I think the results, you can see the poor quality in places, particularly when the bike starts jumping about. But it still captures a nice angle to see the road, and I think it actually captures the engine sound very, very well. It's a nice sounding bike. Is the BMW R90. It's got the Prokovich, however you pronounce it. There's a couple of ways. Exhausts, and I think they are on the other side of the bike, and it's doing well. There we are. After being on a relatively flat piece of the road, it's now opening up again. Jeez, there's a guy on a bike. Rather him than me. Give me an engine every time. But hey, each to their own. More motorhomes. I can see the attraction of bringing a motorhome here in the wild. Maybe do a bit of walking, go up some of the hills. But my goodness, get in here. This road, of course, is not too bad. Parts of it is, as you've already seen, pretty much single track, but there's plenty of passing places on there, and it's relatively flat and straight. A few more bikers. There's a big gang of them there. I think that's actually still Loch Torridon on the right hand side. It's a beautiful part of the world. One of the things that we didn't get bothered with at all at this time of year, it's early September I think it was midges. I think if you come around about this area, in particular like Isle of Skye, etc., all down the west coast, midges are a big problem. And if you turn up, they see you as fresh meat and they tuck in. But we didn't have any such problems. I think May time's pretty bad. I can't be sure. Thankfully they never really bother me at all. But on this trip, not at all. Jeez, there's someone walking. Well, we're coming to the end of the video. I hope it's of some interest. Even if you whiz through it, you'll see some beautiful landscapes. This type of video is certainly not for everyone. It doesn't do for them. But I just love looking at videos from a motorcycle perspective and seeing the gorgeous landscape. I've been doing lots of video watching of the Alps in preparation for my trip early next year. That's 2023, and yeah, just I could watch hours of it. In fact, I do. So I hope you found this of some interest. Slightly different camera angle for myself, and I thought it was worthwhile publishing because I don't see very many videos of this area. And of course this time of year not many new videos are coming out. So all that's left to say is thank you very much for watching. I hope it was of some interest. Until the next time, bye bye.